What's going on, guys? I got some pretty exciting news today. My package came in the mail, and I am ready to put it on. I'm trying to get it done before it gets too hot here, because here lately it has been toasty. But I want to show you my new toy. I got it not too long ago, but I've been waiting to get my parts in to do a little video on it. It is a 2016 FZ-07. And it is a ton of fun. I mean, this thing literally, barely has used tires. I got a deal on it from a guy who he didn't want to ride anymore. And I've been in the market for one of these for a minute now. And it's got basically brand new tires. He put these little frame sliders on it. You can tell he did drop it once. There's a little scuff here, a scuff on the bottom of this, a slight nick there. In the mirrors you can kind of tell. But other than that, he said he put these on. I'm gonna be changing these. I don't like the way they look. I found some cool ones online I'm gonna replace those with. But like I said, he barely rode it. He was the second owner of it. The bike itself has like 9,600 miles on it, so it's really not a lot at all. And I think it's going to be a good little toy to have for a while. I don't know how long I'll keep it, but for now I'm having a blast with it. My buddy has one, I now have one, and then my other buddy, he's trying to find him one as well. So we're just going to keep cruising around, and I'm going to show you in a second. I went on Amazon and I bought exhaust. I don't know how it's going to sound. I don't know if it's going to be crap, but it didn't cost that much, and I actually wanted to give it a shot because it had like a ton of good reviews, which was weird. So obviously, I mean, for other people it's working well. So I'm going to go get the pipe. We're going to unbox it and check it out. So like I said, I bought this exhaust off of Amazon. Get my hanger, all of that. There's the pipe. I mean, the packaging ain't much. I mean, there's a hole down there, but it looks like it only crushed my styrofoam. The exhaust seems to be in shape. That's pretty nice. Give me a little tool for the springs. Once I get this on, I'll eventually get him to come over, and I might do a little sound comparison to see if really this $130 exhaust is just as well as worth as for the money as his 800. I think it was like 780, something like that, for that Aquapovic exhaust he bought. So it'll be a good comparison. We're gonna see. It doesn't have O-rings, which I'm a little worried about. Typically you replace them with higher mileage, but my bike really doesn't have that high mileage. So I'm hoping when mine come out, they look good. If not, I'm just gonna run with what I have right now, and then I'll just order some new ones, and then I'll replace them once they come in. But let's get to the disassembly. Starting from the front, we're gonna remove 4 12mm bolts holding the header pipe on. Once we get those bolts out, we're going to work our way back to the sensor. And then right here in the back, it's kind of hard to see, right above this exhaust pipe, there's another bolt back in there. It's just one that holds this huge muffler on. We're going to back all those out, and we're going to get this on the ground. And I'm going to show you how huge this pipe is. I mean, it's absolutely massive underneath the bike. And it's actually probably going to free up some weight. For people that don't have like a multi-tool socket to where it can be angled and stuff like that, this side, this 12mm bolt, which holds the exhaust, is very, very difficult to get to. And without that angled socket, I cannot get around my rear brake. So I actually had to remove the 2 bolts. There's a metal plate here, and then the 2 bolts that hold the actual foot peg on. I'll show you on the other side. The other side was very easy to get to. You just go right here in between the chain and the A-arm, and you can get to the bolt with an extension. But on my other side, I had to remove this, and then the 2 bolts to hold the foot on so that I can get to that bolt. It was just too difficult to get around it, and I don't have that tool here with me. So easy fix, 4 bolts, and now I can get to it and remove it. So I took the O-rings out, and they're not terrible. They could be replaced, but they're not bad at all. I might just order a new set of them just to go ahead and put them in there. So for any of y'all who are going to try to do this, I would recommend buying new ones, but mine are okay enough. I'm going to reuse them. They don't seem warped. They're straight. They're not even really that dirty, but I'm going to reuse mine, and we're going to start installing the header pipe now because I've got everything off. You got to make sure when you're dropping that last bolt back here, kind of put your foot or something up underneath it, because it will drop when you remove that last bolt, especially if the header part is loose. It's going to go straight to the floor, so you got to be careful of that. Another tip, if you do decide to go with an exhaust like this, and of course I'll have it linked down below, but the sensor didn't like to be threaded in with it still in its original clamps, which holds the wire. I'm going to feed it back through, of course, and make it nice and tight, but I actually had to get my pliers out and bend it down so that I could get it threading, because this angle, it really wasn't liking it. So you just got to unhook it. You just bend these little clamps down. I use a pair of needle nose, super easy, and that gives you enough room to start threading it and make it right, and then you can run it back through the actual little clamps. All right, so here is the complete project. All in all, for the money, it's not bad. As you can see, there's only 1 spring. This top spring, I was trying as hard as I can to stretch that spring, and it was way too far to stretch it. This one's pretty much topped out. But I mean, let me tell you, this pipe's on here solid. One thing, if you do decide to go with this exhaust, it is really, really close. It's not touching, and that's because I ended up putting I believe a 1/2 inch spacer where the clamp right here meets the actual hole where you'll put the bolt in. There's 1 extra hole. It doesn't go in the main. Let me see if I can catch it. Right here. It's gonna go, there's a little extra hole right here that nothing was in, that I was able to fish it through, which is why the clamp is right here instead of, say, midway on the pipe or something like that. But I did have to put a little spacer right there in order to get it off the bike because it was touching. But it is very close. I'm not too worried. It's solid. It doesn't move. But let me crank it up and let's see if it was worth the money. All in all, I mean, easy little install. It looks really good, actually. I'm thoroughly impressed. For 136 bucks, this is a fantastic option. I looked at a bunch of Yoshis. They were like 600 bucks, but they were, you know, I didn't want to pay 600. This is 136 bucks. Although the one spring doesn't work and you got to get a spacer, I mean, that's little effort compared to a $500 price difference. And to me, it sounds exactly the same. But I'm gonna leave the baffle in. I'm just gonna run the baffle in. It might even help fuel economy and everything like that. So all in all, I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm over the moon right now. It's fantastic looking. So thanks for watching, guys. I've got some other parts coming in. I'm going to be changing the blinkers, and I'm going to be putting a brighter headlight bulb in, because you know safety on the motorcycles are very important. I mean, nobody looks out for you, so you got to look out for yourself. So I'm going to make this thing light up at night if I do ride at night. I really don't like riding at night because, like I said, people don't pay attention. But if I do, I'm getting blinkers that are going to be running lights at all times with centrifugal, and then I'm putting a 65K headlight in it. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that, and we'll see you in the next one.